Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Let's explore Python variable in this video. So Python variable are reserved memory location used to store values within a Python program. That means when you create a variable, you reserve some space in the memory based on the data type of variable. What data type are you going to take? Based on that, Python interpreter allocates memory and decide what can be stored in reserved memory. Are you going to take integer? Are you going to take a string, boolean, different type of data type? Data type will therefore, by assigning different data type to Python variable, you can store integer, decimal, character in these variables. Let's understand what is this mean, how are you going to store, and all this. Create a variable, you reserve some space in the memory based on the data type variable. So here what we are doing, we are creating x equal 10. That means 10, that is the value. What we are going to do, we are assigning in x here we don't know. As of now we don't know x whether it's a string, whether it's a string or integer or boolean. We are not assigning here. What it will do, it will just reserve some memory inside in the system. So for that purpose, what it will do, it will x equal 10, so it will go and reserve that memory. So here it's saying Python interpreter allocates memory. What it will do, it will allocate some memory and decide what can be stored in reserved memory. So here we are reserving, that means like a memory we are allocating for this particular variable. What is this? X is a variable, but what kind of variable, that will be decided. Therefore, assigning different data type to Python variable, you can store integer, decimal, character in this. Okay, so now Python variable is container that store value. Same what we are saying here, it will store values. They allow us to easily store, manipulate and reference data throughout the project. So now let's assume like I have given x equal 10. So when we are developing our project, so wherever we need, we can use, either you are going to use in loop or you are going to use assign some value. So that we can do through this variable is the box, kind of box. So here like that thing, variable the box where we can store the value. Variables are essentially for holding onto and referencing value throughout an application. By storing value into variable, you can reuse it as many times as you we are giving x equal 10. Are we assigning any value? Are we giving any, or whether this x equal is integer or x equal it's a string? We are not assigning, we just simply we are giving x equal 10. What it will do, if you are going to print like x equal 10, it will give the 10. But if you want to see what kind of data type, where it, so interpreter what it will do, it will see that value, and based on the value, that value looks like integer, that value is integer, so it will assign into this integer. Let's see the type, what kind of type is there. So that is the integer. What is that? That is the integer. If I will change this value, let's take this example in next shell. If I will change this value, I can put okay data orders. So now let's see what is the value. So here you can see same variable we are assigning into another, so it's taking as a x as a string. If let's go for some other example, and here you can give like this 5, and now it's see what is this data type where for this variable. So you can see a string. Let me remove this. Why? Because I have given this in double quote, in single quote. So now it's a float. That means the same x variable, it's first time when I'm assigning some integer variable, it's coming as a int. When I'm assigning some string value, it's coming as a string. When I'm assigning some float value, it's coming as a float. That means this same Python variable where we are reserving some memory allocation to store value within the program. Rules for Python variable. So Python variable name must start with a letter or underscore character. Python variable cannot start with a number. So what does it mean? Let's see here. So that's what a Python variable must start with the letter or underscore character. Python variable name cannot start with a number. Python variable name can only contain alphanumeric character and underscore. So let's see here. So here if you are going to take this variable here, if you are going to take like str1, it will take str1 equal data coders. It will read this value, it will understand, and it will print you also. So here you can see data coders is printing. But if you are going to just reverse this str and then try to read this, then it will throw an error. Why it will throw an error? See, invalid decimal literals. Here it's showing invalid decimal literals. It's this what we are trying to take as a variable, it's not allowing. So what we can do, if you are going to give if you are going to remove this, it will print. Now it's a printing. If so point is here, if you want to take a number, you can take it, but it should not start with any number. Python variable name cannot start with a number. If you are trying to give number, it will throw an error. Here Python variable must start with the letter or underscore character. So if we are taking here this letter, that's fine. After that number you can take it. If you want to take like this value underscore this, that is also fine. You can print. See here, you can see data. Even you can change this channel and see this value, then you can compare. See data coder channel, you can print. Now coming for third point, Python variable name can only contain alphanumeric character and underscore. That I have just explained here. You can take a string alpha, and then after you can take underscore, you can take 1. Now coming for Python variable in Python name are case sensitive. Case sensitive name where start in capital and complete capital letter are 3 different variables. Let's see one by one. If you are giving to value like a name equal, you are giving, this is the data coders. Okay, that the one thing. If you are going to print that value, it is coming as a this name. If you are giving this value as a capital and try to read, it will throw an error. Why it's throwing an error? Even though you can give name, and then see name also it's throwing an error. Name is not defined. Why name is not defined? We have given here name is defined, but here it's defined with a small letter. So here what we are providing? We are providing it's a capital. So if we are giving this channel, now we are defining this value. So what we'll do here? Let's see. Now we are able to print channel. Why we are able to print? Because we have given this capital letter. Now another will take an example like name, and that we can put like a data. When we are giving this data, so that Python interpreter will understand, okay, this is completely new letter, it will print you. If you are giving here name, see, you can print this name equal data coders. If we are giving equal here this, you can print name1. Name1 we didn't define, so we can. So let's go and just add print. If you are adding print, then you can print all in this cell. Otherwise what it will take, it will take your last given value. Based on that it will work at this. So now you can give this and see here data coders data we have given here. Now this name equal data. If you want to do some difference, you can put coders. Now see, first name equal coders here, then after we have given name, this is name, you can give here yes, let's here it go. So now you can see a name capital coders, then after we have given a small here, first one, that is the data coders name equal channel. So we can see all these three we are able to print. So as I said, this Python is a interpreter language. What does it mean? Python is a interpreter based language. It means that when we want to print some variable, or when we want to write our source, then after, this is my one for processing, and this is my output. So I'll keep here, I will keep here, this is my source, this is my source program. Let's assume this is my source program. Then after, I'll put here, this is my Python interpreter. In Python interpreter, what we are doing, and I'll let you know after that, and that is the output. So here, if you are writing some this project, some Python program, so here if you are going to when we write this Python program, so we give this first, why we give this, like user, then after this bin, then after Python. Why we give, what version we have, if we have this, why we give, because when we run through this Linux system, so Linux system, it will install Python on this location. If you are going for Windows, so Windows location will be different when we are running on this Mac. Okay, so if you are giving something like a Python print, and you are giving my first program, then after just a simple one line code, and then after we'll go. So here it will what it will do, here you will have first like here, then after something, then after here. So here it will be some translator. Here what it will be, some translator. What it will do, translator. It what it will do, it will this translator, what it will do, it will convert your all this value into byte code. What will be byte code? So you might have a computer, like we are reading this my first program, but system Python interpreter doesn't understand that. Python this interpreter, it's understand only in 0 and 0 in this byte code. So our Python interpreter, basically what it does, it will check each and every line by line. Interpreter works as a line by line. One line it will scan, interpret, and then it will go for next. So byte code, it's converting one byte code, and it's putting into machine readable. It will put into machine readable, virtual machine, you can say machine readable, and then after it will give this to output. So here it will go to output, and it will print here. It will print my first program. So it will print like that. So that that way Python program works. What it will do, it will take your source program, it will convert, it will interpret all this, that means translate all this line by line. Interpreter does line by line, convert into byte code in machine, and then after give the output. Okay, so Python is dynamically typed. Python is not statically typed. We don't need to declare variable before using them or declare their types. A variable is created the moment when we first assign a value. Python variable is name given to memory location. It is basic unit of storage program. So what does it mean here? So if we compare our old our other language like C++, Java, there we need to define. Let's see here. If you are going to define some in Java, so in Java what we do, if you have to take a variable like x equal 10, so what we do, first we assign t int, then x equal 10, then it will be defined as a integer value. If you are going for some string, so you have to define some value like a data. But if you go for Python, in Python you don't need to define any value. What you have to do, you can give simply x equal 10. So when you check this type of x, so type of x is int. Why it's int? Because we have given value integer value. In the same x, if you are giving like a data coders, so what will happen, it you can check this type of x, so it will be this value will be in string. Now go and let's check, let's run this example and we'll see. So what I was explaining, if you have to take this int equal x equal 30, so x you are printing, so x equal 30, but if you are going to check this print type of x, so you can see here value, this is the integer type. In the same, if you are going to assign this value x equal data coders, and you can see this value, it's printing data code. Earlier what it was coming, in the same value it was coming 30, but now in the same variable x, it's coming x equal data coders. If we want to see the type of this type of x, what it contains, so you can see it's a string, so that means it's a dynamically typed. It's not like a static. That means before execution itself we have to assign whether it's integer value variable or it's this string. You can use this type function to determine the type of variable. So that we were checking here how to see the type of variable. If you are going to assign in, if let's take another example, x equal 10.5, 10 equal 5. So now if you go, you can see this value is coming. If you print this print, and then you can see type, what is this type of this x, so you can see here this is the float. So variable is same x. First what we have defined here, we have given x equal 30 is integer value, so x type of x, that means we are checking the type of variable. So this is the int type, here it's a string type, here it's a float type. So that's the example.